Have you ever wondered what makes someone quietly more precious than gold as they age? It's not wealth, fame, or status, and it's certainly not mere luck. The truth is, after the age of 65, certain qualities, when nurtured and embraced, have the power to transform an individual into someone truly irreplaceable, someone whose presence commands deep respect, admiration, and the genuine desire to be around. But here's the surprising part. Many people completely overlook these qualities, allowing them to slip away without realizing just how priceless they truly are. In this video, we're going to dive deep into 6 powerful traits that, when cultivated, will make you not just loved, but truly cherished by those around you. These qualities have absolutely nothing to do with external appearance or material success. They are rooted in the essence of how you live your life, how you think, and how you interact with the world. The best part? These are traits you can develop at any stage in life. No matter where you are in your journey right now, you have the power to nurture these 6 qualities and become the kind of person whose mere presence makes an impact. Stay with me all the way to the end, because the final trait we'll discuss is something most people don't realize until it's far too late. If you've ever felt like you're fading into the background as you grow older, or if you've wondered how to retain your sense of purpose and dignity, this video is for you. These 6 powerful traits will not only help you stand out in a quiet yet undeniable way, but they will also fill your life with a deep, fulfilling sense of meaning, something far more valuable than any material treasure could ever be. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 in the comments to let me know so I can make better videos for you. Now let's get started. Number 1. The ability to stay calm in any situation. One of the most invaluable traits a person can develop after 65 is the gift of inner calm. It's a rare quality, one that quietly turns an ordinary life into something extraordinary. When you possess this kind of calm, your presence alone brings peace to a room, soothes anxieties, and makes people feel safe and grounded. But here's the key. This calm isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is fine. It's about having the wisdom to discern what truly matters, the patience to let go of minor annoyances, and the resilience to remain steady even when life throws its hardest challenges your way. As we grow older, we encounter the full spectrum of life, the highs, the lows, the losses, the unexpected changes. While some allow these experiences to harden their hearts or make them anxious, the individuals who truly become more valuable with age are the ones who learn to maintain their inner balance. They don't panic over every setback. They don't let every small conflict turn into a war. Instead, they remain centered, providing a sense of calm perspective when others are caught up in their emotions. Consider Evelyn, a 76-year-old retired school principal. Throughout her career, she was known for her ability to stay calm under pressure. Whether she was dealing with a tense staff meeting or handling a student crisis, Evelyn was the one who could diffuse the situation with a steady word or a thoughtful gesture. She wasn't the loudest in the room, nor did she demand attention, but her quiet presence spoke volumes. People instinctively trusted her judgment because she never let fear or frustration cloud her thinking. Even now, in her retirement, she remains a pillar of calm for her family and friends. When her son, Jason, faced a difficult job loss last year, it was Evelyn's reassuring voice that helped him through the tough times. Instead of offering empty platitudes, she simply listened to his frustrations, gently reminding him that setbacks were a part of life's journey. She never rushed to fix his problems, but helped him find the clarity he needed to move forward on his own. Her grandchildren, too, often turn to her when they're feeling overwhelmed. Whether it's school stress or friendship woes, they know they can rely on Grandma to listen with empathy and offer guidance without judgment. This calmness doesn't equate to passivity. It's a profound strength that comes from years of experience. It's about knowing when to step in and when to step back. It's the ability to let go of what doesn't matter, and the emotional strength to stay level-headed when the world around you feels chaotic. The people who are truly admired in their later years are not the ones who seek validation or try to control everything. They're the ones who understand that most conflicts are temporary and most issues are solvable with patience. The most respected older adults don't waste energy fighting battles that don't serve them. They don't let petty frustrations govern their mood. Instead, they become the ones others seek out during times of crisis, the ones who quietly make any room feel like a sanctuary of peace. Just their presence alone has the power to calm nerves, ease fears, and restore balance to those around them. And here's the hidden benefit of this quality. It doesn't just make you indispensable to others, it dramatically improves your own life as well. When you can remain calm, you reduce stress, improve your relationships, and create space for the things that truly bring you joy. There's an unmistakable power in being a person of calm, someone who inspires tranquility not through words, but through the quiet strength of their presence. If you've ever encountered someone with this rare kind of serenity, you know how transformative it can be. And if you cultivate it within yourself, you'll become someone more valuable than gold, not because of the material things you've accumulated, but because of the unwavering peace you bring into the lives of those around you. Number 2, a sense of curiosity that never fades. One of the biggest misconceptions people have as they age is that learning, exploring, and discovering are only for the young. The truth is, the people who remain quietly more precious than gold in their later years are those who never let go of their curiosity. They are the ones who continue to ask questions, seek out new experiences, and stay open to new ideas. They refuse to become trapped in their old ways of thinking, dismissing things just because they're unfamiliar or different from what they once knew. Curiosity is more than just a way to keep the mind sharp. It's the key to keeping the spirit alive. As we age, it's easy to fall into routines, to stick with what feels comfortable, and to stop pushing the boundaries of what we know. But the people who remain vibrant, engaged, and truly interesting as they age are the ones who embrace curiosity. They make an effort to learn new things, engage with people from all walks of life, and explore new hobbies or skills. Instead of saying, "I'm too old for that," they say, "I wonder how that works." Take someone like Grace, a 72-year-old former architect. Instead of retreating into a world of familiar comfort, Grace continues to find new ways to fuel her curiosity. She's always been passionate about history, but rather than sticking to the same books or documentaries, she's recently started attending lectures on ancient civilizations from a local university. She doesn't just listen passively, she asks questions, engages with the speakers, and even befriends other attendees who share her passion for learning. Grace also took up painting in her 60s, never having touched a brush before. Now, years later, she's become a talented artist with a style uniquely her own. But it's not about mastery for her, it's about the joy of learning something new, the thrill of creative expression, and the excitement of seeing how far she can take her skills. Because of this, Grace is an incredibly fascinating person to talk to. People love being around her not just for her knowledge, but because she's always so engaged in life. She's not stuck in the past, reminiscing about the good old days, or talking only about what she used to do. She's present, open to change, and excited about what comes next. Whether it's technology, travel, or new cultural trends, Grace embraces it all with an open heart and mind. Curiosity keeps a person alive in every sense of the word. It prevents stagnation, fights off boredom, and ensures that each year brings fresh discoveries. But more importantly, it makes a person incredibly enjoyable to be around. No one wants to be around someone who only talks about themselves and their past. But when you meet someone who's genuinely interested in the world, someone who is always asking questions and learning from others, that person becomes unforgettable. Here's the reality. Those who become set in their ways too soon often find themselves isolated, frustrated, or even bitter. But the individuals who keep asking questions, learning, and evolving are the ones who remain energized, relevant, and deeply valued by those around them. Curiosity isn't something that fades away with time. It's something you choose to nurture every single day. If you've ever encountered someone whose curiosity lights up the room, you know just how magnetic that energy is. It draws people in, sparks meaningful conversations, and fosters connection. If you can cultivate that same curiosity in your own life, you will never feel like you're falling behind or being left out. Instead, you'll always feel like you're in the middle of something fascinating, something worth exploring. If this resonates with you, if you've ever felt the joy of learning something new, or if you believe that curiosity is the secret to staying vibrant at any age, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know by commenting number 2 below. Your engagement helps me keep creating content that supports and inspires you to live your most fulfilling life. Number 3, the strength to set boundaries without guilt. As we grow older, one of the most valuable qualities to cultivate is the ability to set boundaries. Clear, healthy limits that protect your time, energy, and peace of mind, without feeling a shred of guilt. Too many people, especially in their later years, fall into the trap of people-pleasing, saying yes when they really mean no, tolerating disrespect out of habit, or allowing others to take more than they give. But the truth is, the people who remain quietly powerful as they age are the ones who understand their worth and refuse to compromise it. Boundaries aren't about being cold, distant, or selfish. They're about having the wisdom to recognize what you will and won't accept. It's about ensuring that you're not sacrificing your health or happiness just to make others feel comfortable. And the best part? When you master this skill, you immediately become someone who is not only respected but deeply valued, someone whose presence feels like a treasure to be protected. Let me tell you about someone like Margaret, a 68-year-old retired teacher. For years, Margaret struggled with setting boundaries. She was the one everyone called when they needed help, whether it was watching their children, running errands, or offering emotional support. She was always willing to lend a hand, even if it meant putting her own needs aside. But as time passed, Margaret began to notice that people were taking advantage of her kindness. She found herself emotionally drained, constantly stretched thin, and increasingly resentful. One day, after a particularly exhausting week of saying yes to things she didn't want to do, Margaret had an epiphany. She needed to start valuing her own time and energy as much as she valued the needs of others. She made a decision that changed everything. She began to set firm but gentle boundaries. When people asked for her time or help, she would pause, reflect, and only agree to what felt right for her. If she didn't want to attend an event, she would kindly decline. If a friend asked for a favor that drained her, she would politely say no without guilt. And if anyone pushed her boundaries, she would assertively communicate her limits. At first, it was uncomfortable. Margaret felt the old urge to please others creeping in, but she stuck to her decision. Over time, she noticed something remarkable. Her relationships became healthier. The people who truly cared about her respected her boundaries and, in many cases, began to mirror her actions, setting their own boundaries as well. Margaret felt more at peace with herself, knowing that her time and energy were being spent in ways that nurtured her. She had less resentment and more joy in her interactions. The truth most people don't realize is this. When you allow others to overstep your boundaries, you inadvertently teach them that it's acceptable. But when you clearly define what is and isn't okay, you naturally attract people who respect you, people who understand your limits and appreciate you even more for upholding them. The most respected older adults aren't the ones who let others walk all over them. They're the ones who can confidently say no without needing to justify themselves, and who understand that their time and energy are just as valuable as anyone else's. Here's the real power in setting boundaries. It doesn't just earn you respect from others, it gives you self-respect. No longer do you have to feel drained, resentful, or taken for granted. When you start prioritizing your own well-being, you feel more in control, more at peace, and more deeply valued. The people who truly care about you will understand and respect your boundaries, and those who don't will naturally fall away, making room for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. If you've ever found the strength to set boundaries in your life, or if you're someone who feels ready to reclaim your time and energy, let me know by commenting number 3 below. Your journey toward living a life of greater peace and fulfillment is one that deserves to be celebrated. Number 4. A presence that brings warmth and comfort. As we age, one of the most powerful gifts we can cultivate is the ability to make others feel at ease. This isn't about being the loudest or most charismatic person in the room. It's about having a presence that radiates warmth, safety, and understanding. A presence that makes others feel seen and valued, not because of what you do for them, but because of how you make them feel in your presence. People who possess this rare quality have a subtle but profound ability to create a space where others feel comfortable and accepted. They don't need to dominate the conversation or take center stage. Instead, they exude a quiet warmth that draws others in. They're the kind of people you instinctively want to sit next to in a room full of strangers, the kind who, without trying, make you feel like you belong. Take someone like Peter, an 80-year-old retired teacher. Peter is the embodiment of this kind of presence. He doesn't speak loudly or seek attention, but when he's in the room, it's hard not to feel his warmth. He has an incredible ability to make people feel heard, truly heard, in a world where so many feel overlooked. When someone speaks to him, it's as though he's giving them his full attention, with no distractions. His responses are thoughtful, his tone gentle, and his smile genuine. People naturally gravitate toward Peter, not because he's trying to entertain them, but because they feel accepted in his company. Whether it's a neighbor stopping by to chat, a former student reaching out for advice, or a friend in need of comfort, Peter's presence brings a sense of peace and reassurance. His ability to listen without judgment, to offer kindness without expecting anything in return, creates an atmosphere of comfort that others crave. This kind of presence isn't about flashy words or grand gestures. It's in the way Peter pauses to hear someone out before speaking. It's in the way he offers a simple but thoughtful compliment, the way he remembers details about others' lives and brings them up in conversation, making people feel truly valued. It's in his ability to smile warmly at someone who feels nervous or out of place, instantly making them feel like they belong. What makes this type of presence so special is that people don't forget it. Long after conversations end, they remember the feeling of being around you, the comfort, the gentleness, the sense that you cared about them truly and deeply. This is the essence of being quietly more precious than gold. It's not about wealth, status, or accolades, but about the warmth you offer in a world that can sometimes feel cold and disconnected. Here's the beautiful thing about this warmth. It doesn't fade with age. In fact, it deepens. As we accumulate life experiences, our ability to offer genuine kindness, to understand the struggles of others, and to create spaces where people feel seen and heard only grows stronger. Unlike youth or physical beauty, which can fade, the warmth that comes from a life well lived continues to shine through, radiating a powerful comfort to those around us. If you've ever encountered someone whose presence made you feel calm, heard, and truly cared for, you know how rare and special this gift is. It's the kind of presence that sticks with you long after you've parted ways. And if you cultivate this quality within yourself, you will be the kind of person people cherish, not because of what you own, but because of who you are. If this resonates with you, if you believe in the quiet power of kindness and warmth, let me know by commenting number 4 below. Your engagement helps me continue creating content that supports and uplifts you. Number 5, the ability to find joy in simplicity. As we grow older, one of the most profound gifts we can give ourselves is the ability to find joy in the simple things. This isn't about lowering our expectations or settling for less. It's about recognizing that the most meaningful, fulfilling moments often come from the small, everyday pleasures that so many people overlook or take for granted. The secret to a truly rich life after 65 lies in learning to appreciate these moments, to savor the beauty of simplicity. The people who become quietly more precious than gold as they age are the ones who have mastered this art. They don't need constant excitement or grand achievements to feel content. Instead, they find richness in the ordinary. A warm cup of coffee on a quiet morning, the feeling of the sun's warmth on their face, the comfort of a familiar conversation, or the simple joy of a leisurely walk. These are the moments they cherish most. Take someone like George, an 80-year-old retired carpenter. He's not wealthy, nor does he have a glamorous life, but there is a quiet happiness that radiates from him. He doesn't spend his days wishing for more, nor does he focus on the things he doesn't have. Instead, George wakes up every morning with a heart full of gratitude for what is already there. When he steps outside for a walk, he's not hurrying to get to the next destination. He's stopping to notice the rustling leaves, the crisp air, the beauty in the smallest details. When he shares a meal with family or friends, he savors every bite, fully present in the moment. It's this way of being, of fully engaging in the simple moments, that makes George's presence so special. And here's the thing. People can sense when someone is genuinely content. They can feel when someone is at peace with life, when they've learned to let go of the constant chase for more, and instead savor the quiet pleasures that life has to offer. This kind of contentment is magnetic. It draws people in, making them want to be around you because your joy is contagious. But here's the paradox. Too many people, especially as they get older, focus on what's missing instead of what's right in front of them. They dwell on regrets, compare their lives to others, and tell themselves that happiness is something they've lost. They think that fulfillment is only found in big achievements or future milestones. The truth is, the most precious people are the ones who understand that happiness doesn't lie in what we don't have or in what we think we've missed. Instead, true joy is about embracing what is already here. They don't waste energy complaining about things they can't change. They don't let small inconveniences ruin their peace. They learn to find delight in the ordinary, to appreciate the present moment for what it is, not what it could have been or might be. This isn't about denying life's challenges or pretending that every day is perfect. It's about training your mind to notice the good. even on the days that seem ordinary. It's about choosing to find beauty in what's already around you and realizing that happiness is built little by little, day by day, in the way you move through life. George's story is a reminder that true happiness isn't always found in grand gestures or major milestones. It's found in the quiet moments, when you're fully present, fully grateful for the simplicity of being alive. The people who embrace this are the ones who quietly shine, because they exude a sense of contentment that is rare and deeply sought after. If this resonates with you, if you believe that the secret to happiness lies in finding joy in the little things, let me know by commenting number 5 below. Your engagement helps me continue creating content that supports and uplifts you. Number 6, a deep sense of self-respect that no one can shake. There is a quiet yet undeniable power in a person who knows their worth, someone who carries themselves with dignity and confidence, unshaken by the opinions of others. This deep sense of self-respect is one of the most precious qualities you can cultivate after 65, and it's what makes a person irreplaceable. As we age, many people become more attuned to the idea that they no longer need to seek external validation. In our younger years, we often feel the weight of trying to fit in, trying to prove ourselves, and seeking approval from others. But the people who become quietly more precious than gold are the ones who, over time, learn that their worth doesn't rely on others' opinions. They stop chasing external approval and, in doing so, gain a sense of inner peace and confidence that is magnetic. Take someone like Louise, a 70-year-old artist. For much of her life, she painted with the hope that her work would be liked, that it would earn praise, that it would lead to some form of recognition. She poured herself into her art, always searching for validation from others. But as the years went on, she began to realize that this constant pursuit of approval only left her feeling drained and unfulfilled. One day, Louise made a powerful shift. She stopped painting to impress anyone. She painted for herself. Because it brought her joy, because it gave her a sense of purpose, because the act of creation filled her spirit in ways that praise never could. And here's what happened. As soon as she stopped seeking validation, she started receiving it in abundance. Her art began to attract more attention than it ever had, not because she was desperately chasing it, but because her work now radiated an authentic passion that others could sense. Louise had found her voice, and it wasn't dependent on anyone else's approval. It was rooted in a deep, unwavering self-respect that was hers alone. Here's the powerful truth. When you stop seeking validation from others, you stop giving your power away. You stop letting the opinions of others dictate how you feel about yourself. The need for external praise fades, and in its place, a magnetic confidence grows. You begin to show up in the world as someone who knows their worth, not because of achievements or accolades, but because you truly understand and value yourself. This is what makes someone truly precious. Not arrogance, not vanity, but quiet, unshakable self-respect. It's a sense of knowing that you are worthy of love and respect exactly as you are. It doesn't matter if you're wealthy, famous, or accomplished. What truly matters is that you value yourself, that you honor who you are, and that you stop apologizing for being exactly who you are. People are drawn to this kind of energy because it's rare. When you stop pretending to be someone you're not, when you stop trying to earn approval from others, you become an authentic, magnetic force. The people around you will begin to see your value, not because you are seeking their attention, but because your self-assurance is undeniable. You will radiate a quiet strength that comes from within. And that is the kind of presence that makes someone quietly more precious than gold. If this resonates with you, if you've learned the power of self-respect and no longer feel the need to seek external validation, let me know by commenting number 6 below. Your support and engagement help me continue creating content that empowers and uplifts you. Number 7, the ability to forgive and let go. As we age, we gather a lifetime of experiences, some beautiful, others challenging. Along the way, we inevitably accumulate memories of hurt, disappointment, and sometimes unresolved pain. But one of the most liberating and precious abilities we can cultivate as we grow older is the ability to forgive, not for the sake of others, but for our own peace, healing, and freedom. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It's not about forgetting or excusing the wrongs done to us. It's not about pretending that the hurt never happened. It's about consciously choosing not to carry the heavy burden of anger or bitterness any longer. People who are quietly more precious than gold understand that holding on to grudges does nothing but keep us chained to negative emotions. It drains our energy and keeps us stuck in the past, preventing us from fully embracing the present or looking forward to the future with an open heart. Take someone like Alan, a 79-year-old retired teacher. Over the years, Alan had built a successful career, but his personal life was marred by a deep, unresolved rift with a sibling. For over 2 decades, the wound festered. They hadn't spoken, and the pain of that broken bond weighed heavily on him. But Alan came to a realization. Life was too precious to live in anger. He decided to reach out to his sibling, to forgive them, and to give their relationship another chance. It wasn't easy. Forgiveness rarely is. But when Alan took that step, something remarkable happened. The burden he'd carried for years lifted. His relationships with others grew deeper and more meaningful, and the resentment that had once defined a part of his life melted away. He didn't just heal his relationship with his sibling, he healed himself. This is the power of forgiveness. It allows you to release the weight of past hurts and make room for new, healthier experiences. It frees up emotional space for joy, for peace, and for connection. People who forgive easily are often the ones who radiate calm and contentment. Their ability to forgive others becomes an act of self-care, a practice that allows them to move forward without being trapped by the past. Here's the thing. Holding on to anger and resentment might feel justified in the moment, but it rarely serves us in the long run. It can leave us stuck, emotionally drained and disconnected from the people who matter most. But when you choose to forgive, whether it's forgiving someone else or even forgiving yourself, you unlock a kind of emotional freedom that is truly invaluable. So, what have we learned today? The quiet qualities that make someone precious as they age have nothing to do with outward appearance, wealth, or status. They are about how you live, how you think, and how you choose to interact with the world around you. It's about staying calm in difficult situations, staying curious about life, setting healthy boundaries, creating warmth and comfort for others, finding joy in the simplest moments, respecting yourself, and ultimately, learning the transformative power of forgiveness. These qualities don't diminish with time, they grow stronger, and as they do, you become someone others admire and deeply respect. You become someone whose presence brings peace, whose wisdom enriches the lives of others, and whose heart remains open to the possibilities of each new day. Which of these qualities do you feel you can start cultivating in your own life? How can you begin nurturing them today? Remember, it's never too late to begin. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so you never miss a video that can help you become the best version of yourself.